Hello, Nalts here. I have set up a new channel to talk about New York City, ITUBENYC. And the reason I've done this is because my subscribers were starting to really get sick of events talking about New York City. And I was getting sick of them too. So this channel is for the people that want to talk about the planning of New York City on 777. And let me give you a brief history here. The first video you'll see on this channel was a video I taped on February 22nd, where I went to New York and pretended like I was going to an As One event and nobody else showed up. And I did that with Paul from Podcasting 101. At the time, I thought that he and Corey, Mr. Safety, were working together. And what I didn't realize is that the two of them had some bad history on the West Coast, and they didn't really like each other. So all of a sudden, I found myself splintered between a group of people led by Paul that were kind of into a democratic, organic event, and Mr. Safety that wanted to put together a real formalized event with sponsorships and a big venue. And boy, I worked like crazy to try to get these two factions on the same page, but it just, they splintered and it got really bifurcated and ugly in the course of things. I'm not really sure why. But in the end, I felt like I was in a dilemma because I really like some of the people that have kind of gathered together and called themselves YouTube rejects, and you know, really good souls, people who I regard as close YouTube friends. And then on the other side, there was this As One group that wasn't, you know, just led by Corey. It was led by some other real class acts on YouTube. Good people individually, but something horrid began to form in terms of a climate with As One. It got really toxic and nobody was having any fun. So then last night on Wingspan's radio, I thought I was getting on a Stickam radio event led by Ravenlaugh and Pipistrello. And it was supposed to be kind of a, you know, pull together, air it out, and plan as one group. And that's not what happened. The As Oneers put together like a prepared release, didn't show up, at least publicly. There were definitely some people in the room under different names and sending me hate mail the whole time. And then they started with this release that was like laying into me and, you know, chastisement, kind of got the McCarthy witch hunt thing going on. So then we talked for a while, and after thinking about it last night, I thought, well, you know what, I've been booted from As One. As One has gotten so toxic that Corey himself has pulled out of it. And again, there's some really good people planning the event. I think it's being sort of championed by Jill, ex-Go-Bo-Bean, X. And nothing would make me happier than to have just one New York event. But man, I have lost the ability to try to bridge this cataclysmic divide. So if you want to try, go for it. That would be awesome. But in the meantime, since I don't know what the As Oneers are doing, since I got ceremoniously booted, I do know that Paul is trying to get a really open event together, have everybody participate that wants to participate. He's got a website you can register on. It's listed in the description tab. He's going to hold public Stickam events so that anybody who wants to get involved can. Hopefully he'll set up a real organized committee or whatever, team, with specific responsibilities. I couldn't plan a one-car funeral, so I don't plan on being like an active planner. But I feel obliged to kind of stay in this since I laid the date down originally, and a lot of people got jazzed and there's a lot of energy around it, so I didn't want to walk away from it entirely, although believe me, there have been numerous times over the past few weeks that I wish I'd never put that video out. But what's done is done. And again, I want to urge you, don't make this a hate channel, don't make it a personal attack channel. Almost everybody that's involved with either side individually is a good person. But unfortunately, you know, there's just some high schoolish stuff and cheerleaders and jocks and blah, blah, blabbity, blabbity, blah. So, keep this one fun. Let's have some good time planning. Let's make sure that we have a kick-ass event that doesn't let anybody down. I don't care who runs the event, but I gotta throw my my ticket to Paul and his group because I don't really have any option. I got booted from the As One group. Hopefully some of them will come on over, or somebody will figure out a way to mix and blend these things in ways that I couldn't do. If you got ideas, if you got comments, do a video reply. If you want to post a video on this channel, send it to Paul. I'm putting him responsible for that because I don't want to have to do that. And again, thanks for all the people that have stood up for me and other people that got kind of witch hunted and McCarthy'd. And again, recognize that there are some really good souls that are involved with both of these ridiculous factions. And hopefully we'll get everybody together on the same page, or at least coexist, so that we don't have like two events occurring at the same time in New York, which would be a nightmare, because then people would have to choose one or the other. An event like this, even if it's just everybody meet in one location, does require some central planning and central point person. And since I'm not able to speak for the as oneers anymore, I guess Paul should be the person that, you know, kind of help facilitates that. And then maybe Jill and Paul will talk and figure out how to make sure that there are no events that are concurrently planned. So that's where we stand. Sorry about the long rambling message video. You probably didn't even get this far. You dropped, didn't you? You dropped after 30 seconds. You know, most people don't get past 30 seconds of a typical YouTube video. So that's it. Bring it on. Tell us what you think. If you got better ideas on how this should go down, bring them all. We're all ears. Let's keep this nice. And most importantly, let's have a cool event in New York City, because one thing everybody wants is to meet other YouTubers and hang out. That is the common ground. So if we start there, we should be in good shape. Okay? Cheers.